Changes to the place where Blackacre is currently, to those warehouses or any, are those warehouses in need of any work, or what do they look like? And because you have this brand new thing, and then, so are those buildings gonna be rehabbed in any way?
No painting on the outside, no nothing.
It's not unless they want to do that.
Yes, sir, in the back.
Now, will all these units be income restricted if you get tax credits? Will all units be
Yes,
income restricted?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Going back to the Blackacre building issue, I mean, you know, we've got gutters that drain on our property, things like, I mean, our basic issues gonna be taken care of. I mean, I understand it's a brick building, you're not gonna put new veneer on it, do whatever, but, I mean, they're gonna be at least basic work to bring it up to code, you know? I mean, you know, I've got, like I say, I got gutters that dump out into my yard that flood my garage when it rains a lot. And, yeah, I would think that you would need to address some of those kind of issues too.
Well, you own that building.
Yeah, I'm confused as to.
Yeah, I
if
guess
who
that's
owns
where
it.
I'm a little confused.
Yeah.
We are acquiring everything. They have the option to buy their building back after we acquire it. So.
And is that just for a tax, is that just smart business? Is that just a tax write-off for somebody
No,
and then?
it's not a tax write-off. It was a part of, you know, what they wanted in allowing us to step in and take over the project. So it was just part of the terms of the deal.
Okay, I was just trying to understand.
And while you're owning this building, could you not work on that? Maybe put a coat of paint on the back? I mean, come on.
Sure.
And something,
Rob the side,
you know, something to make it not look as ugly as it is, you know, we all go as well as paint. And everybody goes, yeah.
It's something to
But,
listen to, even your complaints
Right.
on water, things that affect your, I mean, we're gonna listen to all that and handle it when we can, so.
Yeah, we keep coming back in front of y'all, and we're
Well,
gonna
certainly Blackacre does not. so.
We're gonna do everything we can to help, you know, within the realm of what we can do. But if, it's hard to commit to something, because if we start this project and they buy the building back a day later, we can't go back and paint their building. So.
If they don't buy their building back and you end up keeping it, will you at least walk by it with holding a can of paint?
Maybe blow on it?
You know, we work very hard to preserve what projects we do, and if we keep it, knowing how we approach things, we're gonna do it the right way.
So how much are they gonna pay to buy it back?
That's
A
a
dollar?
negotiated question.
That's part of the deal, too.
I just had another question too. So who's actually gonna own the coal yard lofts and who is going to manage them? That's what I just wanna understand.
Ownership is a joint venture with IDU and Third Street,
Okay.
If we get the tax.
if we get the tax credits. If not, it's Third Street.
So,
If not, it's Third Street?
These guys are Third
An
Street.
affiliate, yeah.
No, I understand that, but why would IDU drop out if there's no tax credits?
Just different sources of funding, yeah. I mean, you can go into why it's important for IDU to be part of the tax credits.
If it's a strictly market rate, we really don't have a multiplier.
So that would be market rate if you don't get the tax credits. Are there other types of tax credit funding? I've heard, 4%
Yeah,
that you would be investigating.
absolutely.
Okay.
I can, without getting into the details of how to fund real estate development, we investigate multiple sources of funding on every project we do, including this one.
now back to Blackacre buying their building, if they buy their building, then would they be leasing access to the building through
We'd have to
these
have cross
parking
easements.
lots?
We'd have cross easements.
There would be easements?
Definitely.
But you would be owning the property, the parking, all that land area. They would only own the building and the land it sits on?
Just the building and land it sits on, yes. Yes.
So the drainage doesn't become another issue?
No, we're in control.
If, for instance, you didn't get the tax credits, and you started looking at some other form of assisted funding or decided to just go it on your own, would any of those options include rethinking the design to include larger, more family-oriented and more expensive dwellings?
Larger, more family-oriented, expensive dwellings. That's a tough question for me to answer. I mean, really, the way we're underwriting it, we're underwriting that product with assuming tax credit financing and something very similar to that, assuming private financing. And so I can't say that we're assuming totally redesigning the unit sizes and all that. That's just not something we really.
So are you gonna?
Could we look at it? Yeah.
Well, because I think that one of the things that a lot of people react to, I know that one of the things that continues to trouble me about the entire project is the extent to which these feel like sleeping rooms. They're so tiny, and they're so, even with the reduction in density, there's so many of them. It's the tininess that sort of dictates, or really, really narrows down the potential renting base.
That's our problem. I mean, we look at the size of units that are for rent in the area now. We look at the market, and we obviously want to have a competitive product. And so, we're not going to build something that people are going to walk in and say, well, all the other units in this neighborhood are 20% larger. Why would I lease here? Because we want to lease the units.
These are larger than market rate one-bedroom apartments that rent for $1,250 downtown. So those units are 650, 675, 700 square feet. Maybe some of them get up to 750. These average 750, some are 785. They're definitely more spacious than some in Fountain Square and elsewhere downtown.
The fact that there are crummy sleeping rooms around is a justification for building
Crummy
more.
sleeping rooms?
Did you say how many were single units and how many would be double? I know you did the last meeting, has that changed?
We haven't completely figured it out. Of the 46, I think we're anticipating that most of them would be one bedrooms. Somewhere 5 or 6 might be 2 bedrooms, but
Well, wouldn't you know by the design here?
we haven't, well, we're designing the shell based on a kind of a layout. You can sort of see, we can't see it in this plan, but we've demised the units, but we haven't completely figured them out on the interior. So as the process, we don't concentrate our time and efforts until we know that it's going forward as it's passed, as it's designed, and
So
figuring
you
all
can
the
design the outside without knowing what the unit's space are on the inside?
You design it with a module that can be combined to create 2 units or things like that, so roughly we know that so many of these modules.
It's 46 units, correct?
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
you could potentially combine something for.
So what you'll be presenting to the Historic Preservation Commission will be fully fleshed out, or will it be a conceptual design?
It will be 95% fleshed out on the exterior. They allow a little bit of leeway, for instance, moving windows or shifting some things, but if anything changes beyond something like that, we have to go back to IHPC staff and show them, and if it's a great enough change, we have to go return to the commission. So our intent is not to go back to the commission, assuming it gets funded, assuming we get through IHPC in the next month or 2. Our intent is to take what we have and execute it. And we do this enough that we're confident that we can succeed that way. Yes.
The second question that I have, I just want to know that no matter what the funding is that you have, that there will be brownfield remediation going forward.
There has to be. We can't put a building on there unless we address the brownfield issues in some way.
Because I would hate to think about bioswales going in and contaminants going further into
Right.
it.
You guys are working on another project, Tinker, that's on a brownfield. You've done a lot of work on brownfields, so we're aware, and I think in all honesty, that's the cost of making the water drain properly and the cost of whatever we have to do to deal with brownfields is a huge cost, which makes the property probably undevelopable from a single-family residence perspective. So,
That's why I was asking, because I know that's gonna be pretty costly, and so
right.
I just, yeah.
So can you describe to a layman what the extent or what in respect of brownfield has been discovered currently?
So we've done
History beside phase one.
we've done a phase 1 environmental study. What will have to happen as the project moves forward is we'll have to do a phase 2, which is a more expensive, more specific research where they will go into the site and they'll drill at a grid of locations, and they'll come back to us with a report saying that they found this mineral or that chemical or something in the site. So phase 1 more or less lets you know that yes, it has some brownfield issues. The phase 2, which will happen, assuming everything continues to move forward, will happen in the summer or the fall when we're doing design drawings, will give us a better idea. I think we have enough of a sense that we know that it's not so grossly polluted that we're going to have to excavate all the dirt or put huts on it with air ventilation for 2 years. Some of the things that you see like at corner gas station sites where they still have little tanks in there. So having done projects like this, sometimes you can, there are different approaches, and honestly we have to engage engineers down the line to tell us how to do the remediation and removal.
So the tax credit that might be awarded is specific to this particular project, right, at that address? It seems interesting that the state would award tax credits to a proposed project that has yet to be determined whether there's brownfield issues or not.
It's been determined that there are.
Yeah, we have a letter from the city.
Right.
There's possible PCB contamination.
And so the
There's
city
contamination
has
from-
staff that actually work in a department that just deals with brownfields. And their goal is to change sites that were brownfields into livable, clean, redeveloped sites.
Yeah.
They actually offer money in a lot of those cases too. So the goal is to clean the site up and put something on it that's positive.
Would future potential tenants be made aware that there were brownfield issues that had been addressed prior to moving in?
Yeah, the state dictates that.
Yeah, the state dictates whether or not that's an issue. It depends on the extent of the contamination. But in some cases, if the contamination is that bad, then they get notified in their release that there has to be a paragraph that says it was a contaminated site. But that's dictated by, like Craig said, phase 2, how bad the contamination is.
And whatever transpires with cleaning up the site, the procedure, it gets inspected, it gets recorded, and all that information is filed and available should anybody ever want to spend their day reading it.
Who will be overseeing that, the finance authority or IDEM?
That's a good question.
I usually interact with a third party.
Contract with the third party, but who's the state agency
It
that'll
would
be?
be the IFA Brownfield.
IFA Brownfield.
IFA
All right.
you know, yeah. That's who we are working with and have with the team. And they do have a third party that we pay to watch everything.